Hey guys, Marsingen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and the GOTEN Day celebration continues, just like with the previous 2 days, where we are going to do a tier list of every GOTEN card in Dokkan Battle. Much like the Gohan one, I had to include cards that were GOTEN and somebody else, otherwise there would have been like 5 cards to do, so yeah, we had to incorporate the GOTEN and Trunks cards. There's the GOTEN, Trunks and Marin card as well. Much like the tier lists that we did over the last couple of days. This is obviously just for fun as part of the Goku, Gohan and GOTEN Day celebration, considering Global didn't really, well, JP either to be fair, Dokkan didn't really get a huge amount of content outside of those couple of stages, which takes you like 30 seconds to do. So I thought this would be fun to do. This one was always kind of going to be the odd one out, right? This will probably be the shortest one by far, because there are so few cards to do. Much like the other tier lists, it's not super serious. The tiers are in retrospect to the GOTEN cards themselves, right? So if we do end up putting any of these cards in Z tier, it just means that they are the best of the GOTEN cards. It doesn't mean they're the best cards in the game. I think even if any of these cards make it into the Z tier, they probably wouldn't be even close. Some of them probably wouldn't even be close to being in A tier if we were just doing like all TURs and everything, right? So we're just going to see how we get on here. Like I said, it's not super serious, especially considering how few cards there are this time around. So yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and jump right in. So we'll start off with the AGL EZA GOTEN. Is he probably still the best standalone GOTEN? I want to say he probably is, right? Like, he has to be run with a Trunks, but he probably is the best standalone GOTEN, so I guess he has to go in Z. The Family Kamehameha one, I don't know if I would put him in F. When you consider this is just out of all the GOTEN cards, he's definitely not the worst one. He is a Rainbow Orb Changer, which is decent, I guess. But yeah, we guess we could just put him in C. The 3 Family Kamehameha units, I think, all ended up pretty much in this tier on their respective tier lists. I still want to get a new updated Family Kamehameha unit. I think that would be really cool. But so then we have the LR, GOTEN and Trunks. So obviously they have their EZA. They got a lot better post EZA. They actually get some defense on their supers. They have a built-in chance to dodge. I think in terms of the GOTEN cards, they probably have to go into Z, right? Then we have the GOTEN, Trunks and Marin. They got their EZA on JP. I didn't really hear much talk about them other than that they weren't particularly great. So I'll put them in C. They're a free-to-play unit. I think they're just a very wonky design. Obviously, with the fact that Marin is included as well, it means the card isn't even on Hybrid Saiyans. So it's just a very weird, wonky card that you're probably not going to see much use out of. So the Go Bros, I think on this list we have to put them in A, right? Because they're definitely not the best of the GOTEN cards. They still need their EZA. They probably are better than most of the cards that are going to end up below them, though. So I imagine A is probably about the right place for them. Now, this INT Super Saiyan Gotenks, he is a unit that I'm actually very much looking forward to his EZA. When him and the Tech Trunks got their awakenings, they were really, really good. They became, obviously, the best GOTEN and Trunks cards in the game. And once they get their EZAs and are actually usable again, that'll be very beneficial for their teams, because these, the AGL GOTEN alongside the physical Trunks, they're shattering the limit units. So it's one extra link that they don't share with the Dokkan Fest GOTEN and Trunks. So I think this guy could be pretty good when he awakens. I think we'll put him in B just because he has some damage reduction, so he's definitely better than the STR GOTEN. But yeah, I think B is probably as high as we could justify putting him. The free-to-play GOTEN that got his EZA last year, I think he's definitely better than the 2 units that we have in C so far. So we'll go ahead and put him in B. He is, what, a Super STR. Let me just double check. Hybrids and Goku family. What does he actually do post EZA? Because he has the Fusion super attack, because his card art actually has Trunks in it as well. He needs to have a Goku Angel or Trunks Kid on the team in order for him to get his full potential. And then he's a Goku family support unit. So, yeah, I think B is probably as high as we can go. And if you're not running an Angel Goku, then it just becomes even worse. So, physical Goten and Trunks. I think, if we're, like I say, if we're only ranking them based on the Goten cards, they probably have to go in Z, right? They are the only Dokkan Fest Goten. I guess you could say the LR is as well, right? But this unit can still be somewhat decent, especially in events that don't cancel dodge. If you're able to get their full passive off, whether or not using their active skill or just building them with a dodge build, they could be pretty interesting, right? I don't know, when they get an easy A, I feel like they could actually be pretty crazy. But I mean, Goten and Trunks units we don't get many of them very often. We don't get updates for these kind of guys much. So, I don't know. It'll be quite a while till they get their easy A. I feel like they could be pretty good afterwards. But in terms of what we have in the game now, they probably are one of the best. Then we have the Tech Goten. I would almost be tempted to put him in Z, but I'll put him in A. He's a Gifted Warriors support unit, so he can be pretty good on some teams. I remember using him a fair bit when Majin Vegeta came out for Saiyan Day last year, and he was on his 200% lead, and obviously was the Gifted Warriors support unit, and he was alright, fully built up, not like, you know, crazy for the hardest red zone stages or anything like that, so I think it is what it is. We have GT, Goten, and Trunks. I feel like we have to put them in A, right? They were still usable in some difficult content, more so than the Go Bros are now, right? And they do support Goku family and Vegeta family, so they do fit in quite nicely onto Hybrid Saiyan teams. And then we have the Gohan and Goten. They're similar, they only support GT heroes. They are fairly evenly balanced, although I would say the Goten and Trunks are better. Yeah, I'll leave them in A for now. Then we have the STR Super Saiyan Goten and Trunks. These guys are the ones that came out with Majin Vegeta. I'll put them in a B. They're in a very weird place because they're a Goten and Trunks card, but in order to get their full kit, like their full passive, you need to have a Vegeta on the team. So there's very few setups where you would actually use them and get their full potential, which is a little bit unfortunate. Then we have the free-to-play LR from the 7th anniversary, the Trunks, Goten, and Gohan. Obviously, with these guys, they weren't as great or as memorable a free-to-play LR as like the Roshi, right? They weren't really relevant for particularly long. I mean, they had an intro animation, which was pretty cool, but the card is not really great overall. But they go in A or B. I feel like they are probably better than all of the cards in B. And then I feel like they would potentially... Are they the worst card in... They're either the worst card in A or the best card in B. It's kind of hard to decide. I think we'll just put them in A for now. Then we have the Physical World Tournament Goten. The only like end of Z Goten. Unfortunately, is a unit that doesn't have an awakening. He's one of the newer World Tournament units. I mean, he's not bad. The newer World Tournament units do get slightly better passives because they kind of factor in the fact that they're not going to awaken for quite some time. But, I mean, he's probably more usable than this guy, right? So, I guess we could put him in B. Then we have the free-to-play one from the story event revamp. He's not terrible. Again, another Goten that has to be run with a Trunks. Otherwise, you know, he's pretty much unusable, which is unfortunate, but obviously a very common thing for these guys. And then last but not least, we have the STR Goten and Trunks from Superhero. They are actually pretty decent. I mean, you're able to beat difficult events with a full superhero team using these guys. They pretty much have to be used on that team though, which is unfortunate, right? I mean, they don't have to, but they get a lot of extra buffs per superhero's ally on the team. So they're getting... You're missing out on essentially like 70% attack and defense if you're not running them on, well, 60% because I guess it still includes themselves, if you're not running them on a superhero's team. But, I mean, they are good. They were usable in some of the harder contents. I think we'll put them in A. They're definitely easily as good, if not better, than the GT and the Gohan and Goten. So yeah, there you go. look at how full that tier list is. I mean, none of them ended up in the F tier. I mean, I'm sure you could probably argue that these guys maybe should be there. But again, remember, this is in terms of just the GOTEN cards themselves. If we were ranking them against all the TURs in the game, I don't know if any of them would have got any higher than B. TURs or LRs, I should say. But I don't know if any of them would have got any higher than the B tier. But there you go. Obviously, just a bit of fun. This ends out GOTEN Day. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Just wanted to try and do something a little bit different for the Gohan, Goku and GOTEN days, seeing as though the game didn't really give us much to work with over the beginning part of this week. Hopefully tomorrow we may see, I think tomorrow is the earliest it could happen, but tomorrow we may see the producer letter announcing the Part 2 LR for Golden Week, because last year it was on the 11th of May that they posted that, so that will be tomorrow. Maybe we will see that then and have some idea who the Part 2 LR is. Obviously, I will cover any of that news as and when it comes out. But let me know what you guys think down below. Who is your favourite GOTEN card? What is your favourite GOTEN moment in all of Dragon Ball? I hope you guys enjoyed these videos, and we'll look forward to Part 2 of Golden Week. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.